Alrighty.
It's recording.
So, last time, you guys were in Zirnankaynin, where you teamed up with Minolan Hylol and encountered, well, Dalmas and her people that you easily slaughtered, but then encountered Lolth, and you dealt with that as well.
Not as easily, but we did.
Yeah.
Or flashbacks.
It still got done.
Somehow that was not as bad as a tomb. Like,
No.
I feel like that says something.
I just think it's funny that Nick's all like, hey, guess what? We're gonna throw you not only in the Tomb of Horrors, but guess what? Fucking Lolth in your face, bitch. Like, okay. Alright. Cool, I guess.
He was feeling extra savage.
Yep. So, you guys have dealt with that issue, and now Hylol has requested that you join them for something of a celebration or a feast, and rest for the night before you head back over to the surface, where Hylol will take you after you wake.
Do we get everyone else yet? Like Timbertail and the Siren and all that?
You haven't gone there yet, but
Okay.
you can go there now if you wish.
I think we were just about to head there when we finished. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. So you guys, escorted by Minolan and a couple of other guards who are just sort of playing along now. Like, okay, this is a new thing. This is happening. All right. The lot of you go back to your secret, not so secret hidey place that you were in, and you find Timbertail and the Siren just kind of hanging out, waiting for you guys to get back. And you collect them. Are you heading back together now, or is there something you want to do first, or?
Is Lazara going to smooch her new girlfriend?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, sure, she does.
So Zara goes and plants one on the Siren, and the Siren's into it. So that's
Finally.
So you guys, you all head back together. The Siren clinging to Lazara's arm as you all walk. And upon arrival, back into the city through that same tunnel you went in through before, Minolan guides you to something of a palace in the high end of town, where you he sets you up in some of the rooms there for the night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Quick question. How is Minolan looking at this point? Because last time he was looking very, very rough.
He's still pretty beat up.
Yeah, Faye's gonna offer to treat his wounds for him.
He's like, oh yes, kindly. That would be quite helpful.
Okay.
Poor guy, like barely hanging on.
Are we doing this in private or?
Are you using a spell to treat his wounds, or are you just with
I was
medicine?
gonna use like a medicine kit.
Okay. He says, sure. And guides you into the room that he's designated for you.
Okay. Like get my character sheet up. What do I?
It would be a heal check. Oh wait, no, not Pathfinder. Medicine check.
Medicine check. Oh, okay, medicine check. Okay. I get that. All right. Okay.
Okay. So you clean some of the nastier looking wounds and bandage him up a bit.
Okay.
Replace some of the bandages that were he'd placed upon himself that had been quite bloodied up and needed to be tossed out. Replace them with fresh ones and clean him up a bit, and he's, that'll prevent any kind of infection, and he'll have a speedier recovery. Probably after a good night's rest now, he'll be back up to mostly full strength.
Okay. While she's like treating his wounds, she just kind of like, it's kind of quiet there for a bit, and then like I'm assuming it's kind of like an awkward silence as they're like she's treating his wounds, right?
Probably, yes.
Yeah. So she's probably gonna break that silence and just like she's gonna say something along the lines of like, you know, I should really like apologize to you because when we first encountered you and everything, I'm gonna be quite honest, I didn't really quite trust you, and that wasn't, to be honest, quite fair to you and everything like that.
All right. He says, "Oh, it's quite all right. I wasn't entirely sure I could trust all of you either, but that seems to have worked out pretty well for us."
Well, I mean, she kind of gets quiet and she's like, I personally, have a bit of a history of, well, your kind. And she kind of gets a little quiet and she says, a while back, your kind came to my village and attacked it and took someone very important from me. And when I was down here and everything, I just assumed I couldn't trust anyone here. And I guess that, like I said, that wasn't fair to you. So I should, I want to say sorry. And I also should thank you for, all your help and everything as well.
He says, "I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully under my rule instead of Dalmas's, we'll strive for a better people."
Let's hope so. Do you mind if I ask one question, though?
Sure.
I'm not saying that you would or not, and I'm sorry to just assume this and everything, but do you, by any chance, have any knowledge of, well, like a group of Drow attacking a village called Ilfiend a few years back?
A raid on the surface, it's not really typically something I was involved in. There are a couple of areas where the Underdark can break out into the surface world above, one of which was opened up quite recently by the dwarves here, right near our city. There have been raids on the surface, I'm sure. However, I didn't really have anything to do with that one, so I can't really help you out there, I'm afraid. I can dig through some of my the records I'm sure we have of military excursions, but until then, I'm not sure I can help you out.
That's understandable. I mean, I was just pretty much, firing in the dark, if you kind of catch my drift, but,
Right.
Yeah. But thank you. I mean, at least I know that it wasn't exactly like your group of people that did it.
No, the raids for, well, a while now will have been carried out by Dalmas and her select few elite warriors.
You don't think that there's still people who would still go up there and do attacks now that she's gone, do you think?
No, those were all orchestrated by her. There may be some who disagree with my leadership, but I will deal with them as they come.
Mm.
Should they need to be outcast or slain, then so be it.
All right. Well, thank you.
So you finish patching him up?
I have a question.
Yeah.
As she's patching him up, is he shredded?
Oh yeah, is he?
He is a fairly elite warrior, and he's kept in pretty decent shape. So he's in good form.
Oh, before like we end everything, there's one. Don't worry. There's one thing that Faye's gonna do. So like, as she finishes like fixing him up, she kind of like takes her 2 fingers and like flicks him on the forehead, and she says, "That's also for being really dumb. Like, first of all, you had my two teammates stab you and beat the shit out of you, and then you go after Lolth. Your people need you. That's for being stupid."
Yeah, he's kind of surprised by the sudden flick in the head. But after that, he takes a few moments to sort of recover and listen to everything you say, and then he slowly nods and he goes, "That's fair enough, I suppose, but hopefully from now on there shouldn't be any situations where such drastic means are necessary."
Better not. And then she reaches out for a handshake and says, "Well, I hope from here on out me and you could be like close friends despite, everything that has happened to me and like your kind and everything. So, to new friendships."
He takes your hand and shakes it and smiles, and he says, "I hope to form good relationships with most of the world above, so..."
Well, if you need any help from us, you could always find us in Passage and we'll do our best.
All right.
Faye Manola, new OTP.
What if he's gay though? We don't know his sexuality.
We don't know.
yet.
We don't know
Yeah.
his life.
Yeah, what if he's like into dudes? But I was actually wanting to be like, I want them to be bros.
We'll have to see what happens. You never know.
That's why he went for the handshake instead of a crisp high five.
If she would have shook his hand, if she would have like tried to shake his hand, he tried to do the fist bump. She's like, yes, gay.
You just like grab the fist and shake it, just like, oh. It's weird now.
You
Oh my
ruined it. Nah,
She'll learn handshakes from Gunther.
Gunther coming well.
So, as you guys all leave your rooms, Minolan directs you toward the main courtyard in the low area of the city.
What was that?
He directs you to the main courtyard in sort of the lower area of the city.
Oh, okay. There was like a really big echo, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. I just didn't hear.
And as you arrive, they seem to be setting up a something of a feast. They're bringing out all kinds of alcohol and foods and all kinds of things.
Finally, some good fucking food.
What is their food like, anyways? Like, we're just like, oh yeah, food. What if it's like really weird?
Probably similar to yours, because like they're still elves.
What if the
No, but I mean,
worms-
like, we're in the Underdark. They don't typically have like livestock and shit down here,
That is
do they?
that is true.
What if the
Like, I just
worms-
wonder what it is. Oh no, we're not eating flumps, are we?
Oh no!
No, that's okay. Flumps are toxic. So you you can see some of the food they have laid out it consists of like roasted mushrooms and other cave fungus, that sort of thing. But they also have like things like bat and other animals that they would find down here.
That's what I kind of thought.
Yeah. They do have a large beetle-like creature they've put over like a roasting sort of pit, and you can hear that crackling away as the meat inside of it cooks.
I'm thinking of like that beetle thing from Emperor's New Groove, like the one where they hit it with the stick and then they suck out the inside.
Yeah, it just pops up like.
Amazing.
Yeah, but similar foods. And then like a whole buttload of wine and moonshine.
Moonshine.
Oh, we're gonna get fucked.
Well, I mean, moonshine's kind of one of the only things that they can distill down
Make it
here.
down here, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Are you ready to die? We gonna die.
What was that?
Are you ready to die? Because we're gonna die.
Yeah, we're gonna go out with a bang.
It wasn't Lolth that killed the party, it was alcohol poisoning.
Oh my god.
GG, we had a good run.
Roll a new character.
Ready. So, you guys take part in some of the food and the festivities that are going on. Minolan stands up to give a speech to everyone there because they're all kind of just standing around awkwardly. They're kind of standing in their own little groups and kind of avoiding you guys for the most part because you can tell, like, despite everything that's going on, they kind of still don't trust you all that much, and they've had distrust in their roots of their society for a long time. So he stands up and makes an announcement to everyone that music and entertainment will be on its way shortly, so we can all take part in dancing. And they kind of look to each other and kind of mumble to each other quite a bit. And Manon tries to calm the mood, and he says, now it's under our new god that we will be following from this day forth. Dancing and jovial, like, pretty primary part of, well, what our culture should be like. So you better get used to it.
Dance, you fools, dance!
Anyway, he ends his little speech with that and goes toward one of the tables to get some drink. What would you guys like to do?
Did the music start already, or?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Well, you know Lazar's getting alcohol, like, now. So.
I guess we could all take a shot of moonshine.
A shot, I'm about to down a whole bottle.
Lazara there with a fucking mason jar of moonshine, like, woo!
Ain't no party like a Tennessee party.
What did I come back to? I had to leave for like 2 seconds and like, what's happening?
We're all fucking dying of alcohol poisoning, that's what's happening.
Everyone's about to get smashed.
Fantastic. I've been saying this whole time, like, I'm really curious, like, how did the Drow party?
Awkwardly. They don't really party.
Awkwardly.
Yeah, their society has not been one of parties for a long, long time. So, this is going to be a new experience for everyone.
I have to get used to it.
Baby steps, guys. Baby steps.
Okay.
It's recording.
All right. So you guys are in the main courtyard, enjoying a whole bunch of drinks and food. Some of it looks pretty tasty. Some of it's kind of questionable. But yeah, you guys take part in some of the food and drink. If you are drinking, I'll get you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, let's do this.
Awesome. Get fucking turned with the drow.
Here you go.
You have to have a little patience with my
She's
rolls.
fine. I'm gonna wait a little bit before drinking, but I'll drink eventually tonight.
Okay.
Oh, are we able to, by the way, because I forgot to ask about this, are we able to just restart our current hit points from yesterday? I was just looking at my sheet and I just realized that it's still from last session.
I guess when we go to bed.
When we go to bed, so just keep them there? Okay.
Because it is still the same day, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just wasn't sure if we had like a short rest or not beforehand, or if it just happened immediately after we left.
Yeah, no, there's been no rest or anything yet.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
But soon after the partying.
First, the drinks. Very important.
Yes. Indeed.
Well, I guess Diana's gonna have to start drinking later, like in the night, because like Roll20 is not okay with it.
Oh no! Roll20's all like, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe have a
Yeah.
glass of water.
So, are we like sitting at a table with like people, or?
No, it's all kind of like standing around and chatting and that sort of thing. Most of the people around here, the other drow, are kind of staying away from you in their own little groups.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You can't sit with us.
Yes.
In this case, he can't stand with us.
You
I
can't
mean,
sit-
if I was them, I would be wary too.
oh yeah.
We did.
Like just
no,
like
it's fine, it's fine.
I mean, like just sort of like. Oh, go ahead.
We did just like kill Lolth, and yeah, they know that.
And it sounds
Yeah,
like there's obviously been some beef with the Underdark and the Surface for a while now.
Yeah.
It's like they don't like us because we killed Lolth, but
I
they're
actually-
also scared of us because we killed Lolth.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like we
I
kill
think-
Lolth, and they know it.
I think that's called like respect in a way. No, wait,
Yeah.
not respect. What's the word am I looking for?
Fear?
it's a combination of those things.
Fear and respect. Fear
Yep.
spect.
Fistspect.
I mean, you know, I actually like before I get drunk, I actually want to talk to like Middleland and like see like what's his plans for like the foreseeable future.
So you go and speak with Manolan, who's trying to organize people to get cracking on getting this party together.
Everyone's just really awkward, like they don't know where to begin partying.
Yeah,
It's
no
like
one
a
has
middle
any
school
idea.
dance, guys. It's like a middle school dance.
Yes.
Well,
That's
maybe we
exactly
can
what it's
help.
like. Like he's telling people to go and like do things and get the party like going, and they're just like, I don't know how to do that, man. Like I'm.
I don't know how to have fun.
Yeah.
There, play Wonderwall.
Oh.
Gunther could play something. I mean, that might help.
I was thinking of doing that. I'm just letting you guys do your things so I don't interrupt you.
Aww.
Okay.
Well, that's why I never
So-
talk when when I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So, what would you like to ask Manolan?
Oh well, that also like, what happens next? What are you guys? What's the plan for you guys?
He says, well, I fully intend on bringing you all back to the surface where you came from, that same entrance you came in through. And then after that, we will organize, rather than raiding parties, something more of peace parties, where we will send people up to the surface to learn of the culture up there, trade our culture with them, and hopefully form relations with the other societies above ground.
Well, that sounds good. I hope it goes well. We can at least put in a good word for you guys to some people.
Oh, good. Yes, I do hope it goes well too.
There's we can see about getting you some help with like the people up in Vasco, for instance.
Diana just wants to excuse your boyfriend.
No, she doesn't do that. That's actually you guys. You're like,
Hey, we should like get you laid.
no, she's being genuine about that. Like, you know,
I
if I can help you guys.
I got them connections. I got the hookup.
I got a little connections.
By the way,
She's not saying what kind of connection. She just says like, yeah, you know, we can help you guys with that.
I know a guy.
I know a guy. Yeah, she says that to him.
Okay. He says, well, I'm sure that this will come in very handy with our rejoining of the world above.
Sorry, I hit my knee on my desk.
Oh, same. I feel you. So, as you guys continue partying, Lazira, you start drinking the moonshine they have there on offer, and it's it tastes very different. It's got like a much more bitter flavor to it than you're used to with your moonshine that you've had many a time in the past.
Of course she has.
But it's just about as strong, but because it's just about as strong, you're just about as used to it. So you can handle it pretty well. For now, anyway.
For now.
Okay.
So what would everyone else like to do?
Gunther's gonna
Well,
play
now
music.
that oh yeah, you should do that.
You do it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay, I still got a
That's right, I have a
17.
You have a 9, so you have to roll really low to fuck up at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So you begin performing for them. Are you just playing on like your lute, or?
Yeah, I'm playing on my lute.
Alrighty. Begin strumming out a tune on your lute for everyone to enjoy. A lot of the Drow townspeople are kind of standing around awkwardly watching you, mumbling amongst each other. I get a perception check from everyone.
Oh, wow.
Double
Oh
one.
my god.
Wow.
Alright. So,
Diana sees it.
Gunther, you're kind of too focused on playing your lute to hear exactly what it is they're saying, and Faye, you're, well, still not entirely comfortable in the area you're in, surrounded by Drow.
You're like, yeah, I mean, I kind of established that I'm kind of getting used to it, but at the same time, like, you don't like me, and I technically still don't like you.
Yep.
Finger guns.
So, currently you are kind of more focusing on, like, are they talking about me? Is that what they're talking about? Is it...
Are you talking
Kind of
shit?
like- kind of watching their body language to make sure none of them are going to try and make a move and pull a fast one on you guys.
Thank you.
Lazira-
Shink.
Lazira and Dai, however, you guys can kind of hear what they're talking about, and just sort of the general discussion that's going on. And it's more like what are we supposed to do? Like the music is playing, or do we do we do so? Should we play music as well? I don't know
Should
that
we
song.
play music?
Lazara tries to lighten the mood by singing.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Nailed it.
So, yeah,
Nice.
you know this song, so you
I know this.
start singing along and providing a little extra melody to the tune that Gunther is playing, and you see a few foot tapping and that sort of thing. They're kind of generally enjoying the music. It's a lot like a middle school mixer. Like they're kind of standing in their little groups and just kind of awkwardly sort of toe tapping and like, yeah, this is nice. They're all drinking and eating and stuff. They maybe after a few more drinks they'll be a bit more comfortable to try things.
What kind of song is this?
Yeah.
That's entirely up to Gunther and
I was
Lazara.
going with something that had some energy into it.
Death metal. Gotcha.
Well,
Everyone starts kind of banging.
not exactly, but yeah.
Death metal will probably be this type of people's music. Just saying.
Death metal.
We'll have a lovely party. It'll be great. And then there's fucking Gunther like jamming out some tunes, and there's Lazara, choke on my ring.
No, I guess I meant is it something you can dance to? Is it just I don't know, like what kind of?
I assume it's something you can dance to.
You can dance to anything if you're brave enough.
That's
No.
very true. He's not wrong. You could.
You know what? Faye's gonna go up to Manolan and offer to dance with him. Did I?
You know,
lose
you say
everyone?
you say you don't want to shape them, but like.
Why they're just dancing like bros?
OTP.
We're dancing as bros.
It's okay. She's
Just
doing it for
bros.
political reasons.
Yeah, go for it. I want to see what happens.
Alright. So you ask him to dance, or
Yep, I just kind of have my hand out and just kind of offer to dance.
alrighty. He takes a moment to think it through, and then takes your hand and goes to dance with you. I'll get a performance check from you.
Can I roll dexterity since it's dancing?
Let's see.
Yeah, because it's more just dancing than performing,
Yeah, I'm
really.
not really performing. I'm just dancing with him.
Sure, we'll just go 1d20 plus dex.
Was it 1d20 plus dex? All right.
Yep.
It's like straight up dex.
Was it 4? Hold on, I just had it and I just totally had a brain fart. Yeah, 4.
Okay. So you guys dance together. It's a bit awkward, but you can tell that he's... actually, roll an insight check real quick while you
Okay.
guys start to dance. Okay. You can tell that there's something about the way that he's trying to make the steps. He knows the dance, but it's more like mechanical. Like he's read about it and seen drawings of the steps, and he's just kind of following off of his knowledge of that.
Oh, buddy.
Am I leading or?
To begin with, it kind of is a little awkward for him, as you can tell that the leading is kind of what he'd studied up. But then after a bit, he kind of leads a bit more, and it becomes a little more natural for him. And you guys dance together. There are a couple of other drow around that sort of take note of what's going on, and they watch the steps that you guys are taking and that sort of thing. And you can see a couple of them, they're standing alone, but they kind of take a few steps in place, just to sort of mimic what's going on as practice before they go and ask someone else to dance. But a few of them are asking each other and trying to join you guys.
One thing I'm gonna do is, do I notice like people starting to like take notice of this, or?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run over to Dai and kind of like pull her in, and we're gonna like start doing like try to like get like sort of like a group dance organized in a way.
Okay.
Come on, Dai, show me how to twerk.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do with Dai and Lazar. I'm gonna start dragging them to the dance floor.
Okay.
Like try to like get it so we're all kind of dancing. Try to lighten the mood.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get dexterity from both of you as well.
Can I just roll performance?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
she-
cute.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh.
So Zyra gets into it, and the siren dances with you as well. Diana, however, is having a rough time wearing like the armor and everything. That's going on. Kind of a little more jarring. Some of the chainmail catches a bit, and it just kind of becomes challenging and disjointed. But you know, you're still having fun.
That's all that matters. I mean, honestly, like, you know, you're not
It's fun.
performing. You're just having fun.
So you're all dancing as a group. A lot more of the drow start to kick in and dance now that some of the moonshine has taken effect and started doing its job. And you all dance through some of the night. Is anyone else drinking later into the night?
Well, now that like
Yeah.
roll 20
we're all-
is okay with this, I am.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Get some constitution saves.
Oh,
Of
wrong one.
course,
Oh,
this is
wrong
where I
one.
rolled
am so
decently.
sorry.
Should I roll mine again?
Yeah.
Do you want me to redo that again, or did I hit
No,
the...
you're good.
Okay, it's the
Yeah,
same
there's-
thing basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunther's
Yeah, it
the
is the same
music, so
I'm
Okay.
sorry, like I got this.
All right. So, Faye, you can kind of start to feel the effects of it. It's strong stuff. And it's got kind of a funny flavor to it, but it's not so bad. You've had worse things. Diana, you're kind of taking it like a champ. You've got a bit of food in your belly, and you're having fun. And you're doing okay. Lazira, however, after your second, big intake of moonshine, it's hitting you pretty hard, pretty suddenly. Like there's like a couple of seconds delay to like when you move and the rest of your mind catches up, and you're a bit fuzzy-headed. You're having a great time, but
Is
you know.
Lazar having that moment where she thinks she's dancing like a champ, but really she's just like
White
all
girl
over the
dancing.
place?
around.
Yeah.
Not quite yet. Like there's a bit of stumbling for sure, but she's still standing. I mean, if you can call it that. The night goes on for some time, and everyone kind of enjoys their jovial activities. You can see like people are getting platefuls of food and enjoying them and sort of feasting. You can see Timber Tailor's there as well. After having done a bit of dancing, he gets like a plate of some of the food, and you can see him he's got like a mushroom cap like upside down, and he's stacking what appears to be like peas
Oh.
on top of the mushroom, just trying to stack them in like a tower, and then they all fall and they all get caught in the mushroom cap, and he just you can see his tongue sticking out slightly as he's trying to focus on doing that while he's still kind of dancing and moving around a little bit. It's a different dance that he's doing. A lot more footwork than there is sort of whole body movement, but he's
Someone
doing a
should
little
dance with him.
jig. Yeah, he seems to be having a good time.
He did the bleb though. That's awesome.
He is doing a focus blep as he's trying to stack the peas. Peas, as many of you I'm sure understand, don't stack very easily, so why he's chosen that is kind of beyond you.
That's curious. Why is he doing that?
Just as a thing to do with his hands, probably.
Maybe.
peas are good.
Oh,
He's a cat. Cats do weird things.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually ask him like, what are you doing?
Okay. So you approach him and ask what the fuck he's doing, and Timbertail says, while he's still doing a little jig with his feet, Timbertail says, Timbertail cannot remember the hand motions that go with this dance, so he is keeping his hands occupied with another activity.
Oh my god. That's fair enough.
You can see him like he smiles and then he goes back to like the focus of trying to hold this mushroom cap upside down while still stacking peas in like the center where the stalk would go. If they all fall, they kind of all get caught in the cap, and then he just tries again. It's you can tell that the fact that he's dancing with his feet and moving around is kind of causing that to be a lot more challenging, than it already was.
That is actually fascinating.
Mm.
He's so weird. I love him.
He is a
Quick
weird sort.
question. I forgot. Did you say that Lazara was dancing with the siren?
Yeah, well, you guys are kind of like all dancing in a group right now, and the siren is there with you and enjoying the same dance.
Dancing. I just didn't want to like leave her out, yo.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, she's there.
yeah.
Gunther the only one-
Sticking close to Lazira mostly, but still enjoying herself with the rest of you.
is
I feel like
Gunther the
Lazara's
only
doing
one?
that thing where they're doing like, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like Lazara's doing that thing where they're kind of like doing the slow dancing thing, but Lazara like has her hands like on the siren's butt the whole time.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just gonna
Alright.
ask if Gunther is the only one that plays music here.
No, so after a little bit, some other drow come to join you, and you can see one of them's wearing like a wide-brimmed hat with a feather in it, similar to yours, and some of them are wearing rather fancy bardic sort of clothing. And they also start, like, there's one that's playing a couple of drums similar to bongos that are kind of strapped to his hip, and another one that's playing a lute that's designed very differently. It seems to have been carved out of very, very thin stone rather than of wood. And it produces a slightly different sound with the strings that are on it than the wood does, because it reverberates differently, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of like a lot more bass in it, like a really deeper sound. A lot more flat as well. But yeah, they're kind of joining in and getting a rhythm going and following along with your tune and playing along with you.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're just wondering because maybe Gunther wants to dance. All he's been doing is play music.
I'll get another quick performance check from you. Okay.
I can
So
see
you guys,
I can see at 20 that I almost wanted to be there.
yeah. So you continue your playing for a bit until they kind of get the knack and the tune down properly, and then you can put down the lute and go and join the rest of the party in their dancing in their jovial activities. Are you going to be drinking as well?
No.
Okay.
It's Gunther.
Come on, let
We're-
loose.
We're talking about Gunther here.
Come on.
Come
learned-
on, let loose.
He learned his mistakes.
No,
They just killed a god.
No, we're not.
yeah. just a little bit. Come on.
Everyone roll persuasion checks.
Oh yeah, boy.
Oh boy, no. What do I roll against that?
Thing. Oh wow! For once, I'm actually
just
rolling
see how they go.
decent for that.
Okay.
Diana believes
Lazira.
Gunther the drink.
Yeah. Lazira.
Gunther does not believe drunk Lazira about anything.
Yeah, no. So you can see like everyone's like, "Come on, it'll be a great time. You'll have a nice time if you drink. It'll be fun." And then you see Lazira come over, kind of slurring her words together in one long string. Like, it's a great time. Drink. It'll be a lot of fun. And you kind of get the idea that, like, oh, I don't want to end up like that. But at the same time, like, it seems like it would be kind of fun. It's entirely up to you. Exactly 50-50 split on whether you want to or not.
Damn it,
Maybe
Lazara.
just a little bit.
He's gonna drink
Just
a little.
bit.
Just a
Just a little
little.
bit?
All right.
We'll see about
yeah.
that with the Constitution.
Gunther is not
Yeah,
looking.
let's
Gunther is not looking to get drunk.
Okay. Are you doing like the wine or the moonshine?
Do the moonshine.
Do the moonshine.
Come on, moonshine.
Sounds like a terrible idea, but I'll do the moonshine.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll a Constitution
He
save.
straight up dies.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
I shouldn't have. That was a mistake.
Good
Okay.
lightweight.
So
Yeah, that's why he
you-
doesn't drink.
Yeah. So you enjoy. Enjoy is kind of a loose term, but you consume some of the moonshine that they have there on offer. They come in like almost like port glasses, like really tiny glasses, like shots. And you don't really take it like a shot because that would kill you. You kind of sip at it, and it burns while it goes down, and it leaves
Oh
this
my
really
God.
strong bitter aftertaste. At first, you're like, "Oh, okay, I see the appeal," and then you continue dancing with the others and moving around, and that kind of works it through your system a lot faster than you were prepared for, and it starts to take effect very quickly and very suddenly.
No.
You kind of
Just
feel
down
a
on the
bit
ground.
yeah, you feel a bit wobbly, and like as you try and speak, like your mouth moves and sound comes out, but like the actual words take like a half a second to follow up, so most
Oh
of
my
your
God.
speech is a little bit off. Lazara, you can understand it perfectly fine, and you can understand Lazara perfectly fine.
His language.
Everything he says makes sense to Lysira.
Yeah, you two have a very in-depth philosophical conversation about just the economic state of the world above and how it affects the world below, and you know,
Amazing.
just talking about how maybe how like, oh, I wonder how the siren's going to adapt to the world above, and blah 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 blah. If did she come from the world above? Who knows, man? It's a great time. Let's all drink and party. So you guys are having a wondrous time, and for the rest of the night, you enjoy partying and drinking. You see Timbertail let loose as well after he sees Gunther start drinking. He also has a bit of the moonshine.
Oh my god.
Does he have to
Um,
roll Constitution?
Yep.
Timbertail's like, well, if Weenie Man will do it, I will too.
If what?
If Weenie Man will do it, I will too.
But yeah, he has some of the moonshine too. After seeing Gunther take some, he's like, "Oh, that could be fun." And then he has some as well. He doesn't seem to know exactly what it is, but he's like, "Sure, he's doing it." And who's watching Timbertail at that moment?
I'm watching Timbertail right now.
I'd figure
Diana's
as
always
much.
been looking at Timbertail.
Well, he
Of
was
course he's a
blipping
big
early and I'm
guy.
being funny, so like, of course I'm going to be observing him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you would have been looking in that direction from Gunther anyway. So you see him take a shot of this moonshine, and then like his tail fluffs up and arches, and like his face just kind of goes, "Ah!" and like one eye nearly pops out, and just you see his pupils shrink, and he's just like his body like recoils. It was not a tasty beverage at all. And so you like he shakes it off, like quite literally. He has to have a full body shake off to try and get over the flavor of that.
He was not prepared.
And then he goes back and no, he was not. In fact, he goes back over to like the barbecued giant Umber Hulk that's there, and takes a big amount of that, the big beetle thing, and takes a rather large serving of that to try and drown out the taste of the moonshine. But you guys continue partying, dancing, having a great time for the rest of the night. Is there anything else you want to do before you end up returning to your beds and retiring?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Not in particular. I find it weird that like only 2 of us got hella drunk.
Like Faye and Di are just all like, "Wow, you guys suck." Like Faye's like a little drunk, but like still.
You guys had the moonshine, not the wine, so it's different.
Yep.
Different.
You guys can continue drinking if you want to.
Or you can try the wine if we try the moonshine first.
Okay. Whoever wants to try the wine, let's get another Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
I think at this point, Lazara knows her limits.
Fair enough.
Gunther
Are
has
you sure?
had
Come on,
enough.
let's everyone roll persuasion again.
She's not a depressed fuck like last time.
Oh my god.
Gunther learned.
Who else is drinking wine?
So who's? Oh well, there you go.
Okay, here we go. I'm dead.
Okay. All right.
That one just totally fucked me up.
So you see Manolan come over and pour himself some of the wine as well. And he takes he lifts it to his mouth and takes a sip and has a deep breath. And you see Diana come over and take a large swig of it, and Faye the same way, take a really big swig, and then like after you've taken like a massive mouthful of this wine and just downed it, Manolan's like, whoa, and tries to pull like your hand down away from your face. And he goes, that's not well, you're gonna have a fun night. And then he just kind of,
Congratulations, you'll have a hangover.
yeah, he just turns away and like walks away from you, shaking his head and smiling and laughing. You see Timbertail come wandering over, his tail's like swaying left and right behind him, and he takes a big swig as well because he saw you guys do it.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no.
No.
Oh god, Timbertail. So you see him take a massive swig of this, similar to how Faye did. Faye, you can feel it immediately, the effects of this. Like your whole brain goes fuzzy. There's like a buzz in your head. Like your brain's been replaced with bees. Your tongue feels slightly swollen. And you can't stop giggling. Everything's hilarious.
Your ear, like I bet Faye like goes over to Timbertail, like your ears are so fuzzy.
Timbertail looks at you. You can see him like heavily swaying left and right, trying to like take an extra step to adjust his footing.
Oh, buddy.
You say like, you're so fuzzy, and he reaches out and touches your ears. And he goes, you're so pointy. And the two of you laugh uproariously. And Timbertail continues what he thinks is dancing. What you see is him stumbling around violently. But he's having a great time. He has a massive smile plastered across his face, and his tail's whipping around.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Manolan is standing somewhat nearby, kind of shaking his head and smiling. But you can see that he's quite happy.
I take it Timbertail doesn't really drink very often.
Oh god, no.
Holy shit. I love it.
He probably drinks even less than Gunther.
He drinks a little bit, but he drinks a very different kind of beverage than you guys are used to.
He's a wine mom.
He's a wine mom.
He's more like a warm milk mum.
Oh, baby.
My heart.
Yes, warm milk has something of an alcoholic effect on tabaxi.
What?
Yep. Similar to how like you guys be drinking wine and it kind of makes you a bit drunk and happy. Like same deal with them with warm milk. Cold milk is fine, but warm milk kind of makes them a bit drunk.
Give him some eggnog.
I love it.
Jesus.
Perfect.
Give him some eggnog.
It's So you guys
Oh my god,
continue.
Nick.
There you go. You guys continue partying, drinking, having a wonderful time. Partying with the Drow, and you see that they've really loosened up a lot as well. Like at the start, they were very rigid and still, and just really closed off. But now they're partying like you would see people partying on the surface and having a great time. There are actual smiles, which you haven't seen anyone do thus far, which is great.
Oh, hold on, guys. Can you pause just 1 second?
Yeah.
Partying like it's 1999.
Exactly. Planes are going to drop out of the sky tomorrow, but I don't give a fuck. Because I'm turned.
I love how like Minoan's just like standing and watching like the party get hella turned and like just laughing. I feel like at this point, oh, it's okay. I feel like Diana at this point is probably doing the exact same thing because she's the only one that's not drunk.
What happened?
Oh no, I was just saying.
Oh.
I was just
While
saying.
you
I
were
get
gone.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Chris.
I was just saying it's funny to me that like Minolan at this point is just standing there like watching you guys be hella smashed and laughing about it. Like Diana's probably doing like the exact same thing at this point. She's like the only one that's not completely smashed.
This is like that one moment. Like this is literally the reverse of that one moment where where Dai got really smashed and then was hungover when we had to skin a dragon. This is like the reverse where like she's the only sober one and everyone else is like smacked.
I haven't actually gotten to Diana yet.
Okay, go ahead.
So, well, Faye felt it immediately. It's just a fucking disaster. Same deal with Timbertail, just a fucking mess. Diana didn't succeed on her check either, so
What?
she's feeling it too. It's just like not as heavy as an effect as them.
What was it DC?
Like 18.
That's what I thought.
But Nolan was fine. But
Oh, he actually was. So that's 24.
yeah,
Holy
with
shit.
a natural 20. But Timbertail
He
not so
can
much.
put it down better than Dai. Holy shit.
But yeah, well, I mean, Nolan was sipping at it like a civilized man, and you guys just like, woo, party! Just like, and yeah, so he was just like, okay, well, the damage is done. So he just walked away and was like, good luck, guys. That being said, you guys continue drinking until just there's too much fun and your brain can't comprehend this much fun, so it just kind of starts to black out.
You all... If we wake up in a jail again, I'm gonna be pissed.
You all stumble your way back to your individual rooms at varying points in the night. Faye and Timbertail retire fairly early, just because, like, you see Timbertail's like eyes closing while he's dancing, and like his ears kind of droop over, and like he's still dancing, but it's like he's asleep while he's dancing.
Oh my god!
You go and like help him like back up to his room, but as you ascend all of those stairs all the way back up to your room, you get really exhausted really quickly, and by the time you get him back to his room and he crashes, like he just collapses onto his bed and falls asleep. But you, after you've like closed his bedroom door, you just stumble by your room, go inside and just crash. You're just completely dead. You had a great time, but like your body's like, we're done. Soon after is Gunther heading up because he feels not fantastic after the moonshine. Moonshine's a pretty heavy thing to jump right into after not drinking like ever. So you retire for the night to get some rest and feel better in the morning, hopefully. Followed by Lazira and the Siren and Dai all arms wrapped around one another and like laughing your way up the staircases all the way up to the rooms where you eventually go to your individual rooms and crash for the night.
Lazara's gonna invite Siren to her room.
Oh, the siren. The siren is in your room.
Good.
Like she just is.
Yeah, by individual
Good.
rooms, I meant the Zyra and the siren's room and Diana's room.
Perfect.
So, you guys head to bed and get some rest, and some of you get some quote-unquote rest. And then wake up in what you believe to be the morning, because it's still very dark down here.
I swear to God, if you were gonna say jail, I was gonna be like, I'm done.
You go to bed, like you go all the way up to your room, to bed, and wake up in prison. You're like, well,
This again. Okay, I see how it is.
but yeah, you guys wake up in the morning, you feel atrocious.
You don't even need a roll constitution, do you?
Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's roll Constitution to see how well you recovered.
Oh God.
Let's do it. Good.
Oh,
Oh!
jeez.
Well.
Joke's on you.
After a good night's rest, all of you are doing great. Let's see how the others fared.
I feel like the Drow are going to see that party like be just fine in the morning. They're going,
Holy
what
shit.
is wrong with those people?
No, they're just
What are
like,
they made of?
they're just all like, this just took down Lolth and it fucking took all that moonshine like a champ. The fuck?
We're made of titanium.
That's the secret. We are immortal.
So you guys all head outside to meet with Manolan, as you had previously organized right before the party started. Like he would meet you in the morning in the courtyard. As you're heading down there, you find Drow everywhere. There are some that are asleep on the steps that couldn't quite make it all the way home. There are some like that are up against like the walls of buildings that are like, one of them has like an empty wine bottle in hand with an arm around the other one, and they're both kind of asleep on each other, drooling everywhere. There are some that are looking, oh, it's bad. Like there are some that have like found a nice place to have a vomit and then fall asleep in the puddle. Like it's
No.
it's not great. It's not great.
We
Like
knocked them all out. We didn't even have to beat them up.
yeah, the Umber Hulk, like big beetle monster, turns out is pretty ugly looking going in, but like coming back up, it looks even worse. Oh, it's a disaster. It's like it's all this person's asleep and it's all in their hair, and it's just that's not coming out for like days.
Oh.
Anyway, you step over them and just kind of like F to pay respects, and then you continue down towards
Alexa, play Despacito.
But you head down to the courtyard, where you actually find Timbertail and Manolan. Manolan has a little party with him. He has 2 guards. Everyone's armed, and you see Timbertail there, and he's great. He's standing there. He's got a small little something of a ball that looks like it's been taken from either a creature or something, and it's like this rubbery, like a giant eyeball that he's just kind of like kicking around like a soccer ball, and he's kind of keeping it up in the air, like
Oh
juggling
my god.
it with his feet. He's having a great time. He's just kicking around, and like Manolan's talking with his troops while Timbertail is playing around with his ball. And as you get closer, you can identify that it is indeed an eye, because you can still see the retina attached to one end of it as it bounces up and down like a tail following it. He doesn't seem to care though. He's having a great time.
I mean, he is a cat. Like, just yeah. You've seen the shit cats play with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. For sure.